Hey everyone, it's Ben, and today we're going to take a look at the Kifaru Urban Zippy. Don't go anywhere, you're watching Living Survival. So the Urban Zippy by Kifaru is a great day pack. It works great as an EDC pack, an urban pack. You notice it doesn't have a lot of webbing on it. Has a lot of configuration options which make it fantastic, but not a whole lot of webbing. Now I do have it in the multicam, which isn't very gray man at all, but if you've been a fan of the channel for a long time, you know that I do love the multicam pattern. So I decided to purchase this one in the multicam, and this pack works excellent as a day pack when I need to carry more than I would, for example, in a haversack. So Kifaru makes top-notch gear. It's made in the United States, so it's definitely very high quality, very nice gear. I've been wanting to get one of their packs for a while. They also sell, teepees and stoves. I'm hopefully going to be able to check out one of their teepees and one of their titanium stoves this coming winter, so be on the lookout for that. But I decided to purchase this Urban Zippy. It's one of their smaller packs, and the configuration options, the storage options are just about as good as it gets, in my opinion. Again, very high quality. It's 500D Cordura. I've said it before in other videos, you really don't need 1000D. 500D, as long as it's a high quality nylon, high quality Cordura, it's going to hold up for you just as well and be a little bit lighter weight, which is nice. All over this pack there's high quality stitching, of course. It's even got the multicam webbing on it. It does come in a few other colors, I believe coyote, I believe a black and a gray. Of course you can check that all out on their website, but it's a very basic yet very advanced pack. And what I mean by that is it's very basic in its loadout. It's basically just got a large dump pocket. It's got a couple pockets on the side and a couple straps to adjust things. It really reminds me of the Hill People Gear Lindy pack, which is another great pack by Hill People Gear, but I like this one a little bit better, and it's definitely a little more customizable and has more organization options than the Hill People Gear pack has. So let's take a closer look at some of the reasons why I really like this pack. So the Urban Zippy is a great size for use as a day pack, and that's exactly what I use it for. It's 25 liters, and then it's got all sorts of storage options. I guess we can start at the top like I usually do on my packs. If you're interested in packs, I've got a ton of pack reviews of what I think are some of the better ones out there. You can check out my pack playlist, and I'll certainly be adding this one to it. So the top lid here has a zip in the back, and it's got all 550 paracord pulls on it. Allows you to keep quick stash items in there. We'll certainly go over the items that I have in here in a moment, because I know you guys like to see that as well. Then right below the top lid here, you have the access to the main compartment, and as I said, it's sort of like a dump style compartment. But what's nice is that you have these additional zipped pockets on both the sides and on the top. So underneath the top lid here, you have a zippered mesh compartment, and then on the sides you not only have an elastic pocket on the outside, you have these on both sides. You can put easy access items on both sides. You can definitely hold things like a 32-ounce Nalgene in these, and then these wings zip out and they zip open. And once you zip those open, you also have mesh storage on each wing. So you can put things in here like maybe a cook kit or something like that. And then it also gives you access into the pack, so you can access the pack contents sideways, get to things in the bottom like this tarp that I wouldn't be able to get to through the top without reaching all the way down around all the other gear. Now, there's pros and minuses pros and cons to having these wings on the side. They're really nice because they're easy access, and this one's exactly the same on this side. You've got the mesh pouch, and then gives you access into the side of the pack. For example, I can just quickly grab my cook kit here out of the side. Now when these wings are out, it's a total pass-through. So, you know, with the top lid off or open and these side wings, it's totally passed through. So, you know, for some people that may be a con, but for me, I like it. You know, I'm only opening these side wings just to quickly access something that might be in the mesh storage compartment, or if I'm going to access something lower down in the pack, and then I zip it back up. So it really doesn't make a whole lot of difference to me whether or not it's passed through, and I actually kind of like that. It serves two purposes. So the con would be that you lose real estate. Not necessarily when you're putting stuff on the outside, such as this water bottle. I'm not really losing any real estate inside of the pack. But if you stuff that mesh pocket on the inside, you are going to lose space in your main compartment. So if you had those two mesh pockets on the inside stuffed full, you'd lose a little on either side. And then of course up top here, you're going to lose a little depending on how stuffed you have this top lid. Now you can see I have plenty of extra space left in here, even with all the contents that I have. So again, very nicely organized on the inside. You've got high quality zippers with rain flaps, which is nice. You can see that completely covers the zipper. I've had this out in the rain and it did get a little wet. However, none of my contents inside got wet. You noticed I undid these two compression straps on the front. These give you, you know, the capability to lash something on the front of the pack, lash it down. You could also put larger things in this side pocket that extend up. Maybe you have a small hatchet or something, and then you could secure it down with this top strap. So some nice functionality there. And then all over this pack, there's just little hooks and loops and things like that for adding things on. You can see I just have a little clip here for clipping wet items. It's also got this 4-point system on the front here. You can see these 4 sort of nylon loops that are stitched on. That's for one of their accessory pockets, their organizers. I'm probably going to pick one of those up. It basically just clips right on here, and then you have an outside pocket that opens up for smaller items, extending the extending the usability of the pack. It basically attaches the same way that these removable compression straps attach. You've got this metal piece here that you basically just bend sideways, and you can put it right through the plastic buckle and it'll come off. So these compression straps are removable. You could also add a hip belt. It has 2 locations down here for a hip belt. It didn't come with one. You can of course order one. And then again, it's just got more loops and things like that, not only on the bottom but here, so you could add an additional pocket that they sell on the bottom of this pack. So really all over the pack there's loops right here for clipping things on. So it's really well thought out. And again, they do sell the extra accessories that you could add on to this pack. So again, even though it doesn't have any pals or molly webbing on it, and you know, it's made to look more urban, as I said, the multicam definitely doesn't look very urban, but it is a favorite of mine. But there's no pals webbing on here, so if you were to pick it up in a different color, you could definitely, you know, use this around town with no hassles. I use mine the majority of the time for day hikes in the woods, so I prefer the multicam. What else is there? High quality webbing, high quality buckles, of course. They do include the little Velcro webbing organizers here. Now one thing about these is if you do open this all the way up, these are not stitched on. At least they aren't stitched on mine, so they are relatively easy to lose. I'm actually probably going to tack these on to the end here so that I don't lose them, because they did fall on the floor the first time that I adjusted these. But they do come in handy to you know, to adjust down your webbing. So on the outside, you have a cord locked pocket on the outside. Makes it really easy to store a water bottle. Now again, you can get, when you order it, you can specify if you want drainage holes. I didn't get the drainage holes on this. I probably should have, since I do store a water bottle in here. It is also bladder compatible. So of course on the back here, you have a bladder tube, a tube hole for that to come out. As far as the shoulder straps, they're minimal, but they're very, very comfortable. You see that there's no, you know, special, you know, no special backing or anything like this. It does have a foam backing in there, so it is very comfortable. And I do have the frame sheet in here, which is also optional. I'll show you that in a moment, and it gives the pack some rigidity. If I didn't have the frame sheet in there, you know, the pack would collapse a little bit, as a normal dump style pack usually does. So I got the frame sheet. It does have a sternum strap, webbing organizers up top, and pretty typical shoulder straps, but they are very comfortable, even though they're fairly minimal. And again, you can get a removable waist belt at 25 liters, and the weight that I carry in this pack, it's really not necessary for me. Nice large grab handle on the top. I like that, so if you have gloves on after using an axe or something, you know, you can pick up your pack. You don't have to take the gloves off with a small grab handle there. So let's take a look at the contents of the pack. I know you guys like when I show the contents here. So in this zippered pocket up top, in the top lid, I carry just some real quick and easy accessible items. I've got my poncho, just in case it starts to rain. I've got one of these little net gaiters. These are really cool. I think this is a Spec Ops one. You know, more for the cooler weather. You can wrap up your neck or use it as a bandana. You can use it for all sorts of different things. And then I've just got some mosquito spray that I haven't needed yet, but I'm sure that I will. There's also a little loop in here. You could, you know, hook on a little carabiner or something, maybe stow your keys in the top lid. That would work. As far as what I have in the side pockets here, again, these are cord lockable, so you can cinch them down. I just have my little mess kit on the one side there, and then on the other side just have my Nalgene. So on the underside of the lid, when I zip open the main compartment here, you have this mesh pocket, and in there I just have some straps for a tarp, and I have some paracord, so I just can kind of keep cordage and accessories right up in this top, the underside of the top lid. Alright, so then down into the contents of what I have in the pack here. I just have a little MSR pocket rocket stove. I have a schmog. I have my cook set. This is an Evernew titanium cook set and cup, and then inside there I have a gas canister for the stove and a little scrubby. Nice lightweight cook set. I have a spoon. I have my knife. This is a Schrade, I believe it's the 50 or 42D. I've shown that before. And then this is a Grizzly Outdoor sheath. Love this sheath, so I keep that with this this pack here. And then in the bottom I just have my AquaQuest lightweight tarp, and I don't have this in a stuff sack. I just stuff it right down in the bag, and that works well. I don't know why, I've just kind of gotten away from using stuff sacks, especially with these dump style bags. I just kind of stuff everything in there. So also on the inside there is a pocket that comes with it. It sort of just hangs in there. It attaches the same way that the organizer would attach on the front, with these little metal clips here. You can see there's also loops here to hold a hydration bladder. So this is removable, very easily removable, so I kind of have this as my fire kit. So in there I just have a lighter, a ferro rod, I have my Swiss Army knife, and some tinder, so I just keep that sort of in there. I can take it out if I want. If not, it's pretty accessible, you know, right at the top of the pack. Then below that, there's also a shock corded sleeve in here. Now this will fit a full-size laptop, and it kind of it just goes right behind the main pocket here. It does have a shock cord to draw it tight. So that is where you would stick your water bladder. That is where you would stick your water bladder or laptop. I also have some of these Kifaru pullouts. I think I've shown these before. These are 500D pullouts. They also make some ultralight ones. These are awesome for keeping kit in, keeping kit organized. I'll usually put food in one of them. I used to keep my fire kit in one of them. So these are exceptional little bags to store things, and I just keep them kind of in the back flap there. And then you can see here's the frame sheet that you can get as an add-on. Again, it just gives some rigidity to the pack itself. It's a, I believe it's an ABS frame sheet. And then behind that is there's a piece of foam that goes all the way down. I don't believe you can get to that foam. No, it's sewn in, so there's no way to get into that foam compartment there to pull that out that I know of. There might be a flap down in there, but I believe it's sewn in, so that gives you some support on the back. Again, this bag is very, very comfortable. So that's pretty much it for what's in the center there. And then you have these wings. So on each side here you have a wing that comes out, and then it's got a mesh storage pocket. Now these are very similar to their pullouts that I just showed you. You can actually buy mesh pullouts, but as you can see, it's very similar to that. That's essentially what's sewn right in here on the pack. And again, like I said, you can buy mesh pullouts as well, which is nice. So you can store a lot of gear in here. Sometimes I'll just put my just put my cook kit in there in the side, you zip it right up, and that works great. On the other side, it's the exact same thing. So I don't have anything really in there right now, but just expands the organization options of this pack. So we can take a quick peek at how it looks on the body here. It rides really nicely right in the center of my back. The foam padding is great, and having that frame sheet in there gives it some stability. The shoulder straps are pretty minimal, and for the weight that I carry in this pack, that doesn't bother me. They're very comfortable. I've walked miles in this pack, and it maintains very comfortable fit. I'll probably get some more of those Velcro wraps that they put on the compression straps, and I'll get one for here so I can tie this up a little bit and tie these up a little bit. Again, they didn't sew them on, so they may have even came with it, and I've just since lost them. So I would probably sew those on, no big deal. Just throw a couple stitches in there. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, and that Velcro will stay right on there, allowing you to control your webbing. So again, a very high quality pack from Kifaru. It's an awesome pack. I love using it as my day pack. Like I said, it's similar to the Lindy from Hill People Gear, just has more options to it, and I really like the fact that it's minimal, but it does have some storage in it. It's kind of the perfect mix between a dump style pouch and still having some options there. Again, I'll probably get the little organizer pocket for the front. I think that's a cool idea to add that on. You can get it in multiple colors, 500D Cordura, so it's going to hold up, made in the USA, so you're paying for a nice high quality product with a nice company that will stand behind it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today, taking a look at the Urban Zippy by Kifaru. I'm going to put some links below to Kifaru's website where you can order one for yourself, as well as see all the customization options. Again, they do have lots of other packs on there and different products such as teepees and stoves and lots of accessories for their packs as well. So I'll throw a link to their website below. As always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up for me. Leave me some comments below. Please share this video to anybody who might be interested on your social media. And as always, guys, to see more packs, you can check out my playlist of packs or any other playlist that I have. And to see more videos just like this one, please click that red subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.